Hey everyone, Dad and Mac here. As a parent, there are a handful of experiences that you are nearly obligated to provide to your children, such as teaching them how to ride a bike, taking them to go see the ocean, staying up until midnight at New Year's, and taking them to Disney World. Their first trip to Disney World is sometimes like their first birthday party, where you as the parent are going to put in a ton of time and effort into planning the entire day out, and while your kids may not remember any of it at all, you are going to look back and you're going to cherish that day forever. A couple weeks ago, we took our 2.5-year-old daughter and her two cousins to Disney World for the first time. And I'll be the first to say that taking 3 kids under the age of 5 to Disney World in Florida in the summertime is ill-advised, but what we thought was going to be a very tough day in the sun actually ended up being a great day for everyone. Now, this only worked out because we were extremely prepared and we had some inside knowledge on how to navigate the park and how to navigate the day. And in this video, I'm going to share with you all of our tips, tricks, and hacks so that you can too. Before we get started, if you find anything in this video helpful, make sure to smash that thumbs up down there and share this video with others. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more helpful parenting tips. Alright, your successful Disney trip begins with several preparation steps in the weeks leading up to your scheduled day. When purchasing your tickets, make sure you're looking at the specific park availability that you want to get into. There are a bunch of different parks. There's Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and others. So make sure that you're checking the right ones so that you're buying the right tickets. Once you have your tickets, you'll want to download the My Disney Experience app, and this app is going to be your primary lifeline throughout the day. It holds your tickets and passes. It has an interactive digital map that provides you with information on all the attractions, restaurants, and shops, and it also allows you to plan and book your day with just a tap of a finger. Now, the night before your trip, make sure you do a thorough check of your packing list so that you aren't scrambling in the morning trying to find things. Packing for Disney is as stressful, if not more stressful, than packing for a family vacation. We ordered a bunch of D-Day supplies in advance because we knew it was likely going to be a very hot day and we didn't want the kids to burn out before lunchtime. We grabbed some spray bottle fans, neck fans, cooling towels, a small crossbody bag for my wife, and a little butterfly wing kids leash for our daughter. She loves to walk around like Little Miss Independent, and we didn't want to lose her in the excitement. These were all super handy, and they're all things that we can use again, so I'm so glad that we bought them for this day. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below if you want to see what we got. Beyond those items, it's really important to have water and snacks, all of your baby essentials such as diapers, wipes, a spare set of clothes for the kids, deodorant, sunglasses, hats, and of course sunscreen. You can actually get these little roll-on sunscreens for kids that are great for quick applications on the fly. And of course, make sure you have your to-go cup of coffee because you are going to need that energy throughout the day. Normally, I'm a bit of a cheapo. So cheap, so cheap, so cheap. And I typically don't like spending the extra money on things at amusement parks, but as a parent taking young children to Disney World, I cannot overemphasize how important and how worth it was to spend a little extra money on 3 things that really saved our day. First, paying for the preferred parking was super clutch. We went to the Magic Kingdom park so the kids could see all their favorite characters, but I will say it was a process to get from the car all the way into the park. Having the closer parking and avoiding that long trek across the standard parking lot with 3 kids, 2 strollers, diaper bags, and all of our supplies was definitely worth it. The second thing we spent money on was the Genie Plus service. It costs around $24 extra per ticketed person, and by that I mean kids under the age of 3 get into the parks for free, so try to get them in while you still can. But the Genie Plus service allows you to book rides in advance, and when it's your window to ride, you can actually use the lightning lane and skip all the long lines. There's info about wait times and availability in the app, so you'll be able to see live updates to plan accordingly throughout the day. You're going to want to purchase this add-on at least a day before you go, and upon entry to the park, you're going to get this little hotel key-like card that's going to link to your account and act as your pass. Now, 2 key tips here. First, you can actually book your first ride before you even get into the park. And I definitely recommend booking one of the more popular rides so that you can get in and get on before the time slots start filling up. Secondly, while you can only book 1 ride at a time, you can actually book your next ride as soon as you scan your card at your current one. This is the best way to keep your wait times down to a minimum and maximize your experience. In my opinion, this is definitely a must, especially if you have little ones, so that you don't burn all their patience and energy waiting in long lines. I think we were able to get in 4 rides collectively in the morning prior to lunchtime, which was pretty impressive seeing as we actually got stuck in traffic on the way down there and didn't even get into the park until after 10. Speaking of lunch, the third thing we spent a little extra money on was booking a lunch reservation in advance. We booked our lunch at the Crystal Palace, which was a Winnie the Pooh themed restaurant. They serve an American buffet and the food is actually pretty good. The characters come around to the tables and the kids can get hugs and pictures with them. But what made this really worth every single penny to me was the fact that we were able to get a nice long break inside a building with air conditioning. We battled the heat pretty well with our D-Day supplies, but I truly believe our day would have been cut short by a few hours had we not had this break. There are other restaurant options if you want different types of food or different characters, but I highly recommend booking a lunch reservation. Again, especially if you have little kids, because getting that break and having the ability to rest and reset for the afternoon is so important. Now, a few other general tips for your parents out there, and I'm sure you all know this first one, but make sure to get those family pictures in early in the day before your kids get too excited or too tired. You're going to want to remember this day, and it's 1,000 times easier to get those awesome Christmas card photos early in the day before you've walked 10 miles in the blazing heat. Next, make sure you're watching out for any no stroller parking signs or zones. We were on just our second ride of the day, which is that little spinning teacup ride. We had parked our stroller near the exit of the ride so we could grab it on the way out. When we got off the ride, our stroller was gone. I had a minor heart attack thinking that somebody had stolen it with all of our stuff, and it turns out the ride staff had actually moved it to a different location. Now in our case, there weren't any signs posted, so it was a little frustrating that we had to go through that whole process, but in any case, this is just a reminder to make sure that you're keeping a close eye on where you're parking your things so that you don't lose them. Make sure to do your research and planning ahead of time so that if there are any shows or parades that you want to see, you don't end up missing them. There's so much to do at these parks, and if you're crazy like us and you just do a day trip, you really need to be efficient with your time. Now this last tip is more of a personal suggestion, but if you're looking to grab a quick dinner on your way out, one of my favorite fast food restaurant chains now has a location just minutes away from the park. It's called Portillo's, and it's a Chicago-based chain that I grew up with. I crave it all the time, and they've only recently started opening more locations outside of Illinois. This one happens to be the closest one to us, so every time I'm down in that area, I have to stop by. They have burgers, hot dogs, Italian beef sandwiches, the best cheese fries, and more. If you didn't get enough junk food inside the park, make sure to swing through the Portillo's drive-thru on your way out. It's definitely worth it, trust me. Well, I know that was a ton of information, but hopefully some of these tips and tricks help you guys plan your next trip to Disney World. As always, thanks for watching.